This public hearing, administrator recommending approval of Harley Davidson ordinance authorizing vacation in public right-of-way alley located in block 20 of South Mason City, generally located in the block bounded by 7th Street Southwest, South Federal Avenue, 8th Street Southwest, and South of Washington Avenue. This will be on first. Now is the time for public hearing. If you have comments you would like to make regarding this item, please come forward. The clock's right in front of you, and you'll have 5 minutes.
Kopps again. I really don't have anything against the city giving up the alley. But since I don't live here, I don't really have a whole lot to say. But I do have a lot of cousins that live here and a lot of friends I went to school with. And has the council ever thought about selling instead of giving? If you look back in history, the alley's been there like 100 years. I hate to think how much money the city's put that long, narrow piece of property just in maintenance. So that's something you could consider in the future. Instead of giving, maybe you can sell it and take the money and maybe put it towards the Blue Zone project or any other project. I mean, you all own part of that alley. As do any taxpayers from Mason City. I don't know any of it. Will my grandfather pay taxes on that? Your parents, if they lived here, pay taxes on that? So it's just something to consider. Because your job is to protect the city, its assets. That's why you carry insurance in case something happens and there's a liability issue. So I guess I'm just trying to point out different options that could be available. And if people want the alley, maybe they can buy it, or if they want the street, maybe they can buy it. And you can take those funds and apply it to something else that benefits the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kopps. Mr. Hickey.
I'd just like to say this project, even though it had a little bit of controversy with it, to some degree has turned out to be really a very nice project for us. Strengthened our south corridor, going down Federal. Harley Davidson's done a very, very nice job of improving. They've already got some additional projects that they're going to tie into this. They're going to probably build a new building. They're restoring some other buildings for storage. So the project's even grown larger than what they originally anticipated in the first place. And I just think it's went really well, and I think it looks nice, and I'm just happy that it's worked out good for the city to this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hickey. Mr. Lee.
The only thing I'd say is that Mr. Kopps makes an interesting point about possibly selling. But the only thing that I would say is also people don't know or think streets, alleys are also liabilities. They also cost money to maintain. So in a way, we're getting away from a possible liability, upkeep, money. Maybe we're not selling, making money now, but we're also saving money, potential liability down the road. Just another way to look at it. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Lee, anybody else? Mr. Marquis.
When this first came up last year, we did look at the possibility of, or we did look into the dollar value of that piece of alley relative to the investment the taxpayers have in it, and whether it's appropriate to give it away or to sell it. And then the big scheme of things, this was part of a development agreement with many moving parts. And the fact is, had we lost the project to the I-35 corridor, it would have moved outside the city limits, and we would have lost $10,000 annually in property taxes. And so when you weigh that risk against the value of the alley and the fact that it is a piece of infrastructure that we have to maintain, that we're able to get rid of, and quite honestly, it has very limited use by the people in Mason City. There's only one property owner, your mother, that adjoins the alley other than the people that own the Harley Davidson property. So in effect, we're spending taxpayer dollars to keep maintain an alley that's being used by private business. So we look at every case individually. You know, the same thing could be said for First Street when we talk about the Mercy Project. And again, you look at numbers, pros, cons, but we don't just give away public infrastructure. It may have that appearance sometimes, but quite honestly, the couple of hours that we spend in public meeting every couple of weeks, is just the tip of the iceberg of the meetings and emails and conferences and research that we do behind the scenes. It's pretty significant, and I guess I would challenge people in the community, if you want to know more, call us, because there's more than any of us can ever cover in 5 minutes of time on any given topic.